And we are live. Coming to you live from the great state of Wisconsin is the Overdue Sports Team. I am your host, Will Massa. To my right, as always, Jake Sawinski. How we doing, brother?
Good. Got to play golf after work today. Feeling good.
Oh, what's better?
Yeah.
The time has come. I'm ready. I'm ready to get out on the links. I almost went the other day, and none of the courses were allowing carts, and so I'm not good enough to not golf with a cart. So I just choose to not. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I shot 38 on the back nine at our course. That was cool. Didn't even realize it. I was like, yeah, I'm swinging them today. But it was nice.
Weekly recap. We're bringing it to you. I had a very honestly, it wasn't that bad of a week. I was like 2 games under 500 on the week. I was down a unit and a half. I was down 2 units. It was fine. Like MLB, I was like 8-12 in MLB, which was like frustrating because MLB has been nothing but frustrating for me so far. Swept the week in college baseball, so that was nice to get that rolling again because I went through a pretty cold stretch there, but hit the last 4, was 3-0 on the weekend. Feeling good there. Hockey was pretty uneventful. I was pretty shitty in hockey this week. Didn't bet at the tail end of the week, but
I was shitty at everything. Well, that's disingenuous. I was bad at everything. Like nothing was like awful. Like I was just consistently bad. And then I was on Twitter on Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember what day. This guy's going to be the death of me. There is a Fade Trent account. And I follow him on Twitter, and I think I'm going to ride with that guy for a few weeks. I'm going to let Tuesday pass because the first Tuesday of every month, Trent is like really good. Well, it's the second Tuesday, so I'll be careful tomorrow. But I think I'm going to be an unhinged asshole the rest of the week. I'm going to be rich, or he's going to be the best gambler on the planet. So stay tuned for that. But serious note, baseball's been pretty slow. I hit a little cold spell in hockey. That's why I didn't post any plays over the weekend. It was mostly Friday, Saturday. Like I got really aggressive, like 2-unit plays, trying to get some of it back. And then like when you should stop, I didn't. It kept going. It just got worse. So yesterday wasn't really all that bad. I had a little Hail Mary parlay crafted Saturday night. It was actually pretty good. If I bet everything straight, I would have made money on that. The Twinkies got washed out, and then the Mariners got smoked. So it would have been more tragic had the Twins actually played and won. But I just kind of flushed it. Sometimes you just have bad weeks, and be nice to have a good one though. I've been pretty like consistently poor for like the last month.
That's how I've been too. I'm like patiently waiting for something to give. And like the last 2 weeks, I've been down like between 1.5 and 3 units and like 2 games under 500, which is like really frustrating because I'm like right there and I can just point out a couple of games where I'm like, if that game just went my way, I would have been fine. I'll tell you what has been a cash cow for me. The USFL. 3-1 to start the year.
Yeah, I had the DC Defenders game on for a little bit yesterday.
It's fun, dude.
Oh,
it's
is that your
really
one?
Was that
was
my one loss? Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I didn't even know.
And our book was the one book that had 5.5 instead of 5, which would have been a push. Like it wasn't like our line for some reason on our book was just like sharper than the general.
They always are. It's annoying. Like you kind of got to think.
Such a shame because it would have pushed.
Yeah.
But 3-1 so far to start the season. I don't handicap it. We have a buddy of ours that is like weirdly good at it, and he was really good at it last year too.
I'm gonna tail him.
That's what I do. I let him do it. I'm like, dude, it's fun though. Like AJ McCarron's in that league and like washed up.
No, it's not bad. Like typically when it's really slow, like if I'm up late on a. Do they play like abnormal nights too? Like they don't just play Sunday.
They used to, but this is like the new one. Like last year there was the UFL and the
XFL.
Yes, and one of them
Mm.
used to play like really weird times.
Like,
I don't
I
remember which
remember,
one.
like once baseball was done, if I was still awake, I'd usually just throw on an XFL game and be like, "Hey, football's on." I love football, so
Yeah, the
yeah.
USFL. It's fun. And honestly, I think it's I mean, hopefully we keep winning. Like I'm not handicapping it, but I trust our buddy enough. He's good at it. He was good at it last year too. He bet XFL and UFL all the time and was like obscenely good at it for no reason. I was like, "Why are you so good at it?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Hey, if it works, right?
Does
I
yeah.
mean, maybe that's his niche. I've got the KHL. Just wait till September. I'll
I
be
can't
so
wait till you
fired
bring
up.
that back. You gotta actually bring it back for the
I'm gonna do it a whole year. Like I usually just do it a couple months until college basketball starts, and then I usually that kind of goes by the wayside. But I might actually really get into it. Maybe I'll just like sign up for a KHL network on some like weird Russian proxy server.
You're gonna pay
Just
like
I'll pay
$45.
I'll pay 400 rubles a month.
You're you're gonna give you're gonna give 400 rubles to communist Russia for to
Hey,
watch the
that's
KHL.
23 years old. Do you think Capital One has a currency exchange? No, that would be such a bad idea. I just use my credit card to buy Russian hockey, and all of a sudden, like my identity is stolen. That would be.
You're gonna have to mail them like a traveler's check to get it.
Yeah, nah, that'd be dumb. But well, ESPN Plus used to have like they do like one game a week before like the Ukraine stuff started. So ESPN, they probably canceled it. But well, that was a politics joke. Don't like to get political here, but we all know where Disney stands on everything. But after that, I don't think they've been doing it. I could be wrong. I'm
I
not
have no
really sure.
idea.
But like I remember it was like a Thursday morning, and like Metalurg Magnitogorsk and the Red Army team was on TV. It was like, oh, that's cool.
That's my favorite thing to text you. I just text you the Russian flag anytime you hit one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just look for mispriced lines.
My favorite
Wonderful.
is Tractor. That's my favorite
Oh, I
team.
love Tractor. And it's not a tractor, it's a bear. They're bears. I guess that's I don't know what the like Cyrillic. I mean it's
You
Russian,
know,
but like I
you know
think
who
it's
would
like
love the KHL? We gotta get Big Tuna Bets in the KHL.
I don't
He'll be into it.
maybe. I don't
That
know.
guy bets every like obscure foreign sport there is. He
Mm-hmm.
bets like KBO and
Yeah, there's a ton of hockey leagues too. Like not even just the KHL. Like there's like like BHL. There's like a ton of Russian hockey leagues, and then you've got like I see guys betting the Swiss league a lot. I think there's like a league based like a Switzerland league. I think there might be a Germany league too. Like there's a ton of hockey in Europe. It's really big over there. So ton of markets.
our book has it all, which is crazy.
You can bet the AHL. You can bet the
I
American
know
Hockey
how
League on our
awesome
book.
is
Yeah.
that?
It's not
I
like I
actually
know
like
anything about it, but yeah, you
no, but
can
I
bet.
like frequent AHL games because the gamblers are here and
Hmm.
so or is that the US is that the USHL?
I think that might be the
I
USHL.
think that's the USHL.
Hmm.
But I think I saw that in there too. I feel like I've seen that in there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not sure if they do it all season. Like our book's a little weird. Like at certain times of the day, certain markets go away. Like well, I know like Rockford has a team.
Yeah.
I think like is it the Rockford Ice Hogs or something?
Yeah,
That might
something
be
like that.
USHL too, but like I know the Chicago Wolves play out in like Elgin or
Yeah.
Schaumburg out there. So
Jake, do you want to tell the kind folks about your hockey endeavors today?
oh God,
I don't
do
think you tweeted out the hockey pick
no,
today,
I
but
didn't. I
you
was
might as well
busy.
share them.
Yeah, I was a little busy, but not like you should have tailed it anyways. It was extremely aggressive. So I've got a parlay of some of these picks. There's only two games, so
There's only
like
two games.
yeah, I kind of just like I have this hunch. I've explained it before, like in a 2-game slate. a favorite and an underdog covers, I always presume that's what's going to happen, even though it might not happen every time. It might happen 40% of the time that way. But like I always presume like one favorite covers and an underdog wins. Or like depending on the game's covers, right? One game goes over, one game goes under. It's just a basic presumption I make. So I'm on Pittsburgh. I parlayed. I have the under in that parlay. I didn't play that under straight. I should have. Then I've got the over in the Canucks Knights game, and Vancouver minus 1.5 plus 210, and I've got Pittsburgh reverse puck line at plus 270. Yeah, so a lot of hockey. Let me restart. Let me just go down the list. Got Pittsburgh money line, Pittsburgh minus 1.5 plus 270. I don't think that's going to hit. Then I've got over 6 in Vegas, Vancouver. Vancouver minus 1.5, their favorite. And in a parlay, I've got Vancouver money line, Pittsburgh money line, under 6.5, and over 6 in Pittsburgh and then Vegas, respectively. So I'm a little scared, but I was confident. Like I like that my system seems to work for me. Like I kind of know when to lay off. Well, no, that's not true. I bet Columbus plus 590 yesterday. I couldn't resist. Like it was too like I could not resist. I was like, what if? They actually played okay. Like they were really slow to start. Like they gave up 2 in the first and they played pretty well after that. They just couldn't get one in. And Carolina's unreal at home. But like I couldn't pass on that.
That's
Like
an absurd line.
and our book had it so mispriced too. Like I think everywhere else it was like plus 470, which was telling right there because I'm like, I'm doing this. I know it's not going to hit, but like I can't resist. So it's just like I had to do it.
Which is even funnier. When I texted you this morning, and you said like, "Did I irresponsibly bet hockey?" And I said, "Well, I don't know because you bet hockey at about 30% last week, but you're only down 3 units." Like,
yeah, it was horrible, but like
every a game or two.
But yeah, like every dog I hit, or like every big dog I bet came through. It was crazy. And then like I've been doing the reverse puck line a lot too, and it's really been helping because like I've probably hit those at 50%, or like I have been in the last 2 weeks. But like when it's plus 300, it's like okay, you got to hit 1 out of 4, break even. So if you're hitting 1 out of 2, it's like lining your pockets. But the problem is sometimes I'm a little inconsistent with that. Like if I did it all the time, it would probably be a really good. Like I'd probably be up more. But like sometimes I don't do it, and then I'll just bet the underdog and they win. But it sucks when you bet they don't even win. Like I did that against the Sabres or the Flyers. I did the Flyers against the Sabres, and I put in a tweet, "Don't do this. This is stupid." And I hope no one did it because do as I say, not as I do. I said it was stupid, so don't do it. But yeah, I mean hockey's like kind of just being a little silly. Like I would have been up yesterday if I didn't do the Blue Jackets. Like I bet the under in the Sabres and Red Wings. It was 3-1 at the end of the first. They didn't score the rest of the game. That was cool. Need one more win out of the Red Wings to get 4 units on my future. Pretty fired up about that. But yeah, I mean baseball's got to give though. Like
dude, at some point, I seem to hit like every other play. Like if I hit like 1 or 2 in a row, like I know I'm missing the next one.
Yeah, I've been a lot of 2 and 3. Like
me too. Like I'm like 1 and 2, 2 and 3 a lot.
Yeah, a lot of juice. Like my plays have definitely been a little better, for sure. I've been betting the Astros a lot, and it's really annoying because they suck right now. And then of course the one day I don't, they win. Shocked.
Yeah, Ronel Blanco is looking like Cy Young.
Yeah, what? Like I look at splits and I'm like, they're really contrarian, but it's like the guy just threw a no-hitter. Like I would be a maniac to bet that. And he did it again. He gave up 1 hit. The guy's given up 1 hit in like 17 innings. It's insane. Like what?
I've had a lot of 1-in-1 days. Like last week I had a lot of 1-in-1 days and like losing juice. And it seems like the play that I lose is always the play that I add, and it's so frustrating. Like
Mm-hmm.
yesterday I was on Sox first five, Garrett Crochet on the mound, which I think is just gonna be my new system play with them because like they either push like in a 1-1 game or like they win the first
Mm-hmm.
like they lost that game outright against the Royals.
That was so weird. Why did they pull him? Like he had 77 pitches in 5 innings.
I
That
still
was
think they're easing
stupid.
him in just because like he hasn't started since college. Like he hasn't
No,
been
I
starting since
like I get
21.
that. I get that logic, but if you look at the box score from the previous two starts, he exceeded both of them.
Yeah, it was a weird
That
spot
was,
to pull
yeah, it was
him.
kind of weird. Like I get what you're saying, but it was just like he threw less pitches in less time, like less innings. It's just a little strange. I thought for sure he'd go out there for another one, but
And then I made the horrid mistake of kind of doing like the Ronel Blanco thing that you were just saying. Like Imanaga just shredded the Rockies. And I was like, all right, like he looked fantastic, but it was the Rockies. And I was like, they're playing the Dodgers and it's a pick 'em. Feels like maybe a trap. Feels like I might be getting probably the only -110 I might see on the Dodgers all year. So I took the Dodgers and holy shit, dude.
yeah,
Like
Shota's good.
he was awesome.
He's the
And
new Showtime. Fuck Shohei
yeah.
Ohtani. Shota Imananga. Yeah, that guy's
And
awesome. Shouldn't say
Gavin
kid.
Stone didn't help me at all. He was god awful, but like noted, like won't fade him anymore.
Oh, he's good.
I sent Jake this. I went on a rampage on Saturday. I was furious. I put together a card in the morning that went 13-1, and the card that I bet on Saturday went I believe 3-2 or 2 and I was either 2-2 or 3-2. I know what you're thinking. There's only one play that you wrote down that lost. So what happened? I took a play that lost because I just decided that it would be good. Horrible on my end. I literally had every single play. Actually, both the plays I took in the MLB that day were not plays I had written down. I went 1-2 in MLB, and the card that I wrote down went 6-0, and I only. Like,
We should work
oh my
together and use
god!
our powers for good instead of evil because I'm the exact opposite. I don't think, I just do. That's
I
my
overthought it.
problem.
So
I
I
don't
was
think
so
about it.
sad.
I don't
I
think at
the
all.
I was 6-0 in MLB with the card I wrote down. Bet it to 1-2. I was 6 or 7-1 in college baseball, which I went 2-0 in college baseball that day. So I wasn't really upset about that part. But to
Hmm.
know that I left 6-1 on the table, I was like,
Yeah, it'll happen. That'll happen for sure. But yeah, just don't think as much. Give some of your thought to me because I don't
oh,
think
I
at
didn't
all. I just
today.
do.
Today, hopefully today hits. I'm on the Rockies and Diamondbacks over. Um, Chuck
Yeah,
Nasty. Chuck Nasty hit a triple to score the first run of the game, so good for him. Hopefully they can push a few across. Over 10.5. Looks right. Zach Allen isn't fantastic at avoiding contact, so I'm hoping that just plays into like 4 or 5 runs for the Rockies, and then the Diamondbacks should light up Kyle Freeland at some point tonight. They didn't do it the first inning, but eventually they should.
yeah. I don't know. I don't like doing totals at Coors Field. Like the overs are always just, oh, it's gonna go over, and it's like,
And they went crazy under. Yeah, that's why I'm playing it. I mean, they played a
no,
3-1
yeah, I
game
was gonna
yesterday, so
say
like,
like they kind of had a snoozer yesterday. The only
yeah,
thing was it's like the Diamondbacks, like every game had like 15 runs, didn't it? Or 10 or 15 runs.
yeah, they've been scoring a lot. I don't know. I didn't really like any of the sides today. The only play that I was even debating was the Phillies, but they were like, I think their line was pretty hefty today. Something I didn't want to play. But there wasn't a
Yeah.
whole lot on the board today that I was like overly
Mm-mm.
excited about outside and hockey, whatever, because there was only 2 games. So I took Vancouver. I'm with you on Vancouver, and hopefully that over cashes in and I can start the week off in the green. But realistically, I'll probably be 1-1.
Yeah, I'm thinking I
Keep the
might be
trend going.
like 1-7. No, I do like Vancouver though. That much
Yeah.
I do know. I guess we'll just see. Hopefully Pittsburgh can squeak a quick one in and play some defense. But I wish I would have played the under instead of the side, but that's okay. I got over 10 in the Mets Braves. It's 4-4 in the bottom of the fifth. Got Houston. Framber got scratched. So that one didn't void. Yeah, that guy lasted one inning. I want him relegated. I know the Rangers are good, but like, dude,
Give him the A's treatment, send him down.
oh, the A's would like make him their A's. Yeah, like that's been the Astros' problem all season. They're playing from behind, and then they get the lead, and then they give it right back. And the guy walked like 3 people and hit a guy. It's like, just throw strikes. But he's trying. Oh, stupid.
The good old Pirates won again today. Dude, they're on a tear.
Yeah, just wait.
You gotta wait till like May though.
Yeah. I haven't bet them yet, which is surprising because typically I bet the Pirates a lot in April because they do the same thing every year. Like they come out of the gates really hot.
Hit them a couple times. The Orioles have been my kryptonite. I keep falling for the trap, and they've been.
Yeah, I just don't think they're like
they've been really
clicking.
irritating.
They're not clicking yet.
No,
But I
they've been
mean,
really irritating.
everybody's like, "Oh, this team's gonna be like win the pennant." It's like it's April 2nd. Today's not, but you know what I mean.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm
First
on the
month.
Giant. Yeah, I'm on the Nats tonight. I'm totally fading Blake Snell. Fuck him.
I actually like that. I don't think he's ready. Like I don't think he's ready to like pitch. I don't.
Probably not.
I mean, he didn't. I mean, like I imagine, like I like to give the guy the benefit of the doubt and say like he was probably pitching even though he wasn't signed because like it's his job and he gets paid millions of dollars to do it. But at the end of the day, like he hasn't. It's not like he's been pitching against competition.
It's different. Yeah,
It's very different. Yeah,
having no structure. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
actually, being a
You're not
part
showing
of
up to the park every day and like
yeah, it's
doing those
different.
things.
It's different. And I mean, he struggled most of last year anyways. Like I don't think he should have won Cy Young, truthfully. I mean, it's just me, but I mean, I know a lot of people had Blake Snell plus 110 or 110 to 1. So good for you, but you got lucky. Like that guy should have won Cy
I don't know. I didn't like the argument of like he walked too many guys because he got out of every inning. Because like he did it. Like at the end of the day, like sure, he walked a shit ton of
Yeah,
guys,
but
and it
his
seemed like he
walk
was in
rate was
trouble.
like 5 times higher than any other pitcher, like any other.
I agree. Yeah, I just don't like looking at like. I mean, it's the same thing. Like at the end of the day, people are going to pick out the stats that they want to pick out. Like I just don't like
Oh, for
the
sure.
one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not saying he sucked, but like, I would have much rather seen Strider win that because their stats were
yeah,
pretty comparable, and then like the walking was like, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I feel like it's applicable because like his walks was like the one thing that really set him apart from everyone else.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it was a glaring weakness where like Justin Steele walked 20 people all year or 30 people all year, and he doesn't have strikeout stuff. So I mean that's a knock against him. And then Strider gets lit up every third start, so it's like that's a knock against him. You know what I mean? But like that's Blake Snell's ERA was like damn near sub 2. He was awesome, except walks. Like that was the one you had to fixate on that because that was like the one thing he struggled with. But it was like glaringly bad. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's not like, oh, he walked 50 more guys than the rest of the field. He walked like 5 times as many people as like anyone else who is a finalist for Cy Young. Like to me, that's an issue.
yeah.
Whether your ticket is plus 110 to 1 or not, like be honest, it's an issue. Like your job is to throw strikes, and you're not throwing strikes. You know what I mean? I mean, is that a little unfair? Maybe, but like you're a pitcher, like you should
It
be
goes both
evaluated.
ways.
Yeah, you
I see
should be
both sides of it.
evaluated
It's
on
like,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like like I said, it might be a little unfair to be like, oh, he walked guys, he can't win it. Nolan Ryan had like 2,700 walks. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn sometimes. Like I get it, but like it's relevant. You know what I mean? it's not like, oh, like look at batting average. Batting average is a statistic now that's kind of convoluted in a way. Like a lot of people dismiss it entirely. Some people only look at that, which is incorrect because I mean, look at Kyle Schwarber. He hit under 200 last year, but his slug was like 800. You know what I mean? Like there's outliers and anomalies and everything, but like when you're pitching, I think your ability to throw strikes should be measured and accounted for.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, just kind of building off of that, how fortunate did he get? You gave out like 125 free passes, and you didn't give up too many runs. Like that's gonna come back too if you're gonna keep walking guys. Like it's
Yeah, that's the thing is like if he were to walk that many guys again this year, do I think he repeats like that left on base rate? Probably not. Like
no, his ERA is
and
gonna be 4.
some
He's
of it
gonna
like
get shelled.
yeah, like some of it is 100% like a testament to how good his stuff is because it is. But at the
Hmm.
same time, it's like you don't get out of that many innings like loading the bases without a little bit of luck too.
No, and that's what exactly it. It's the same. Like look at Alec Manoa. Did he win the Cy Young? Yeah,
No, but did
he was
he?
awesome. I don't
No,
think
he
he
did
ended
not
up
win
winning
one.
it, but like he was a finalist for sure, and he was awesome. But look at how horrible he was
Speak of the
last year.
devil, did you see what he did this week?
No, I didn't.
He got a start in single A this week.
Again.
Yeah, he got a rehab start in single A, 1 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks.
Yeah, I think he needs to learn a little
I
from
think he's
Blake Snell.
I think he's done.
I think, yeah, probably. I think walking guys would help him. Like, I mean, there's a difference between throwing strikes and throwing batting practice. Like, and
Yeah, I think he's
We're both pitchers too. Like, sometimes it's frustrating. Like, I mean,
yeah.
like, not nearly as competitive, but I mean, we played baseball. Like, we're not saying this like fans. Like, we know how it
He's done
is.
it.
Like throwing strikes is practice. Like you have to work on that. Like, and I'm not saying they don't. Of course they do. And it's way different when you have 40,000 people watching you. But when I say just throw strikes, it's like I did. I didn't walk people. I'd rather give up a fucking nuke. It's like at least he earned it. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was my mentality. It's like fine, hit it. I didn't throw hard. It's like hit it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, but I digress.
No, that's yeah. He's got to hang him up. I think he's done. I
No,
think
oh
he.
yeah. Yeah, last year
I
was
mean,
a fall from grace.
last year was like
Predictable. That
laughable.
was a like predictable struggle. Like I mean, you'd think he would struggle a little bit. I doubt writing was on the wall there, but like he was bad, like bad.
Like unbelievably
I
bad,
mean, look at Sandy.
unfathomably bad.
Sandy was really bad last year. Turns out he was hurt, but I don't think that was the whole
But he still
story.
threw like 200. Like he still was an innings eater, and by bad it was like bad for him. He still had like a 3.9
Yeah,
ERA,
it was
like pitched to a four
respectable.
flat.
Yeah,
Like
he was
not a hor.
respectable.
It
Yeah,
wasn't. It wasn't what you expect of him, but like it wasn't ridiculously
no,
bad.
he was still competitive. That was the I think that was the main difference, right? Like
Yeah,
his stuff was still good, the control wasn't. I think that's kind of where the injury part comes in. Like he's just not, his usual self and turns out yeah, he needed Tommy John. But that's regression. He still looked like Sandy, like not Sandy, but like you recognize the stuff he was doing. Like he'd have a game where he got blown up a little bit, everyone does. But then the next day he'd throw like a 5 hit, 10 strikeout shutout. It was less frequent than you'd expect, but like Alec Manoa was like, oh man, his ERA was like 7. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then he's like an asshole about it too. It's like, dude, you
yeah,
stink. You stink.
you're really bad.
Yeah, you stink. And like, I didn't like the Blue Jays. They have a different manager, right?
I don't. Did they? Did they
I don't
hire a new
know.
manager this year?
They should have. That guy sucks.
John
Is that
Schneider? No, John Schneider.
no, he's still there, I think. It's the same guy. Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say he was there last year. I'm pretty sure.
he's not very good at his job, I don't think. But I don't know what Blue Jays fans think of him. I don't know any Blue Jays fans, but I can't imagine they think very highly of him. They're
I don't
like,
know. That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know a lot of Blue Jays fans.
yeah,
I have no
I don't
clue.
either. They're perennial underachievers. Like they should be way better than they are. Like they made the playoffs last year, but they were pretty disappointing in them, were they not?
Yeah, very much so. And I don't honestly like preseason. I was leaning towards them to make the playoffs, and like from what I've seen, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think it's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Like they're just underperformers.
yeah,
And it's like your coach has or the manager has to put the right guys out there first and foremost and do the things when they're needed to be done. Secondly. And third, like you have to motivate your team to like perform. Like I feel like that's a very overlooked part of baseball managing. You know what I mean? Because there's so many games. They're just all pros and you know whatever. There's so many games. It's like, well, you gotta get them to play. You know what I mean?
mhm.
You gotta like your boss.
That's why I like the. That's why I like the guards this year. I think Stephen Vogt's an awesome. I think he's a big vibes guy.
And
I
look
love
at
what's
them.
going on there.
Look at how they started. Like that team should be. They're perennial overachievers. That team should win 70 games every year. Like they stink. They're mid. That's the perfect word for the Guardians. They're mid. Everything about them is mid, except the pitching.
I was gonna say outside the pitching, yeah,
And timely hitting. Like you know what I mean. Like they shouldn't be any good. They don't do anything different with their roster every year. They have the same guys out there. Like Jose Ramirez is one of the best players in baseball, and he continuously underachieves because of the stadium he plays at. It's not because of him. Like, I mean, yeah, I think if you put him on a different team, like in a hitter friendly park, he would have had like 40 home runs last year. Like, at least, I'm serious. Like, he's awesome. But outside
yeah,
of that,
yeah.
they have a lot of young talent. Like, Bo Naylor, I think, is going to be better than
He's
Josh.
gonna be
And
a
Josh,
stud.
yeah, Josh Naylor's a sneaky good hitter too. So I mean, I shouldn't
Yeah,
say they're all mid, but like, there's a lot of holes in that lineup. Like, who the hell was their center fielder? Not
it was
Quan.
Miles Straw, but he's
That
gone.
guy.
He's in AAA now.
Yeah, he like wasn't he like the longest tenured player to never hit a home run?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
Maybe he's hit one
He's in
before.
AAA. He's not with the big club
Yeah.
this year.
No, I mean, and, like, probably a nice guy, but like, it's not all about hitting home runs either. But like, I feel like when you think of Guardians, you think, oh, everyone on this team hits 240. Everyone's ERA is
But that
4.
team also never strikes out. Like for how bad they
Yeah,
were last year, like how bad that offense was, they struck out like 13% of the time.
that's
It was
part of
like
why they.
insane.
That's part of why they're okay. That
Yeah.
goes into that, being coached the right way, like putting your guys in situations to do good things. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm a big Stephen Vogt guy. I like him.
Yeah, I miss Tito.
I
Tito
like
was
him
cool.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tito was
But
cool. But I don't know how we got sidetracked. But yeah, the Blue Jays are just mid ass team. But
um
like, how good should they be though? You know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
lineup's awesome.
yeah.
George Springer looks like he's never played baseball before to start the season.
He does that occasionally.
Yeah, I mean George Springer always figures it
He's
out.
also what, like 34 this year?
I think he's.
He's
I don't
getting up
think he's.
there.
I don't know if he's quite that old. Maybe he is. I'm not sure, but he's.
Oh, I think he is.
I don't know.
I think he's one of those guys that's a lot. He's 34.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't think he was that old. Look at
Yeah, he's one of
you.
those guys that I feel like is it's like younger than he actually is, but yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
getting up
mean,
there and
slow starts. Slow starts are common, but
yeah.
like when everybody on your team is a slow starter,
And like who knows what Vladdy's gonna give you? Like he should be a stud, but he's the cover boy this year, so who knows?
he was the cover boy last year. Jazz Chisholm.
Jazz. I fucking hate Jazz Chisholm. He is the most overrated player in all of baseball, and I will die on that hill until he shows me something over a 162 game season.
You're never gonna see it. He doesn't play against lefties.
Well, he does this year, but he's actually hitting he's actually like the one good spot of that team right now, and it's kind of, as much as I'm like loving the downfall of the Marlins right now, he's actually like playing pretty well, and at least like
Oh
box score watching,
no.
I don't know what he's hitting
Pittsburgh's losing.
exactly. Oh, they blew that lead.
Well, they were only up one. No,
Oh,
not the
I thought you
Pirates.
were talking about the
No, the Penguins. Good night, Jake. We're dead.
yeah, like
We are dead.
Jazz Chisholm, dude, like he drives me up the wall. I think he's terrible, and people love him. People love him. It's not like he doesn't have talent. Like, he's an extremely talented player. Actually, maybe you're right. Maybe he hasn't played against lefties. Nestor Cortez started today, and he did not play.
Yeah, he can't. He hits like 5 against lefties. It's not 5, but it's like 50. It's really bad. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. And it makes it like
overrated. He might be the most overrated player in baseball. Is my point. I think I might. I've said it before. I'm not a big fan. Before we wrap it up, there's one giant sporting event that we have not talked about yet tonight. Actually, starting in what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. National championship.
Yeah.
UConn laying 7 points. Purdue catching 7 points. Both of them seem to be a wagon right now. UConn, is this, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the smallest number that UConn has laid all tournament. It might be the only game that they haven't laid double digits in.
I think
it's
Illinois was like 8 or 9, but I could be wrong.
But like,
yeah, it's the smallest one they've had.
Insane, sure. And they've covered every single game. And
well, they got lucky last game. They should not.
Yeah.
Cover. If Alabama played any bit of basketball in the last 3 minutes, they would have probably won. But
it's really funny. Throughout this entire tournament, my dad is a big UConn believer this year. He's been telling me all tournament, even beforehand, like, UConn's gonna win it. And I'm like, no, hardest thing to do is repeat in college basketball. Ain't happening. And every single game he's texted me and he says, UConn laying 11, they're gonna cover. And I'm like, I don't think so. I think this is where they stumble. I've had this conversation four times with him so far.
I've been saying it since before the tournament started.
He's making me look like an asshole.
I bet on UConn against Stetson. I faded UConn against Northwestern. I faded UConn against San Diego State. I did not fade UConn against Illinois. I took Alabama and I took Purdue. So they're probably going to win. I do think Purdue can keep this one close, though. They play like
I do too.
They play the exact same way. Like,
yeah.
Their big guy's better. It all depends how Purdue shoots. Like, if
that's true.
If they work out to an early lead, I think they'll be okay, like, down the stretch, like, spread-wise. Like, just UConn has this weird way of, like, they don't seem to shoot well to start the games. Like, against Illinois, they didn't. I don't know what happened in that game. Just totally different team came out in the second half. Like, that game was a rock fight. It all depends how you start, because, like, if you're down 10, you're not catching up. Like, Hurley just gets those guys so motivated on the same page, like, bought in.
Dude, he's in major fuck you mode right now. It's wild.
He always is. They'll be playing like the Little Sisters of the Poor in November, and he's like, "We gave up 2 points. I'm pissed off. Don't talk to me." He's crazy. He's like a psychopath, but he's awesome. Like,
he is awesome.
You can tell the players like it too. They're themselves out there for sure. But it's the same story every time, right? Like, you have to disrupt.
They're just laying these.
They have to disrupt their shooting, because I think Klingon's gonna not be his usual self, because for once he has someone against him that's bigger than him. So I'm not even gonna say he's not gonna be himself. I'm just curious to see how this goes, because Edie's bigger, not as athletic, but bigger.
Certainly bigger.
They're about the same height. I think Edie's like 2 inches taller. Klingon's way more athletic though, so like maybe it's a horse apiece there. I think this one's going to come down to the shooting though. Like they both play a similar style offense, right? Like they're centered, like they like to get the ball inside and then make that pass and then an extra pass and then the extra pass and then shoot. It's more so on Purdue because like UConn can shoot. Like,
Yeah.
Cam Spencer and Alex Caravan shoot like 40 plus from three. Is it Fletcher Lloyd, or is that his name?
Fletcher
Lloyd,
Lawyer.
and then Fletcher Lawyer and who's the other kid? Braden Smith.
Braden Smith,
They're both awesome guards too. So it's like who's gonna hit open shots? I think that's really the story. I mean, I think this game's gonna be a little ugly. Might be a lot of fouls. Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna go under. I think you might just see stretches where like it's just gross.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think the officials are going to play a big part in this too, just because, like, how are they going to officiate Edie, right?
Yep, that was the question against what's his name for NC State too?
Burns, yeah, TJ
Burns.
Yeah, and look how that went. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm like that Alabama UConn game. Like the fouls weren't very lopsided in any way, but it seemed like UConn shot way more free throws. Like, it just seemed like they didn't call shooting fouls against UConn for whatever reason. And I'm not saying, like, that was why Alabama lost at all, because they probably should have called, like, more fouls on both teams. That was a really physical game, despite the final score. I don't know. I'm curious. It's about to start, so.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Closing thoughts, 'cause I'm going to throw that on.
No, that's all I got. I figured we'd end with the most recent thing. That's our show, folks. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at Overdue Sports, overduesports.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you never miss anything. We'll be back. We're always around. Be sure to check us out. We are out of here. I'm molded in these blueprints. Simply you parked your car. And you were always out to get me back then. We would play too hard. Lost in my back.